flagship guarantee schemes. Congress doubles down on its charge that BJP tried to buy over its MLAs in Karnataka. MLA Ravi Kumar Ganiga says BJP offered him 100 crores to topple the government. BJP in Karnataka claims the Lokayukta probe has cleared the previous government of the 40% commission charge. Calls allegations a part of Congress toolkit. Tamil Nadu BJP unit calls for the arrest of MLA Velmurugan for making inflammatory comments at a rally organized by SDPI party and comparing the PFI to the Indian Army. Andhra Pradesh High Court rejects Ram Gopal Verma's plea for protection from arrest over the controversial comments on Chief Minister Chandrababu Naidu. Telangana government announces 100% exemption from road tax and registration fee on electric vehicles. Hyderabad ranks last on food quality index released by the National Crime Records Bureau. And in the South Indian today, we shall focus on the following stories up on your screens right now. Karnataka Chief Minister Siddaramaiah clarifies on BPL cards issue, says only ineligible cards will be removed. This after BJP calls it a move to reduce state's financial burden. Knives out for Zameer Ahmed Khan over his racist remarks on HD Kumaraswamy. Siddaramaiah and Deputy Chief Minister D.K. Shivakumar criticized comments hint at disciplinary action soon. In a shocking incident from Bengaluru, man beats 14-year-old son to death. And Pushpa fever grips Bihar as Allu Arjun launches the trailer in Patna to a rousing welcome. Okay, that's our top story. Karnataka government to remove bogus BPL cards. A huge controversy has broken out on the BPL cards issue in Karnataka with several rumors floating around. One which created panic was how all BPL cards shall be taken back by the state government, but then Chief Minister Siddaramaiah made it very clear that the state government shall withdraw the below poverty line, that is the BPL cards, of only ineligible persons, and there shall be no impact on eligible card holders. He said, and I quote Siddaramaiah here, "Our focus is solely on weeding out ineligible BPL card holders. The Food and Civil Supplies Department is looking into it. No final decision has been taken yet. It is simple. Do not give BPL cards to those ineligible, but ensure that those deserving are not deprived of it." According to Siddaramaiah's government, income taxpayers, government employees shouldn't have BPL cards, and data proves that nearly 8 in every 10 of states' residents claim benefits, which has burdened the economy. So as of now, Siddaramaiah is targeting to weed out bogus BPL card holders to trim the list of beneficiaries in Karnataka. Now, former Chief Minister and now Union Minister HD Kumaraswamy criticized the Siddaramaiah government for revoking BPL cards, blaming it for mismanaging its finances. Siddaramaiah struck back and said, "Did BJP governments in Gujarat, Haryana, Uttar Pradesh, Bihar, Haryana, Rajasthan, Madhya Pradesh implement guarantees? Did the Kumaraswamy government implement guarantees? What moral right does Mr. Kumaraswamy have to speak on guarantees?" Now, several of the Congress government's guarantee schemes also rely on BPL cards to dole out benefits in programs including Annabhagya, Grihalakshmi and Grihajyoti, among several others. In June, the Karnataka government had set up an administrative reforms commission helmed by senior Congress leader R.V. Deshpande to review the extent of BPL cards issued and identify the number of ineligible people claiming benefits meant solely for the economically backward. And several anomalies were found when there was scrutiny. The most glaring being that in a very progressive and developed state like Karnataka, 70 or should I say 70+% people were availing of BPL card benefits. Now, benefits to the most deserving is what BPL is all about. But some questions need to be asked here, ladies and gents. Is this an afterthought? Is Siddaramaiah being super careful to avoid any more scams like Muda and Valmiki? Or is he being financially prudent? Let's debate.
ನಿನಗೆ ಇನ್ಕಮ್ ಟ್ಯಾಕ್ಸ್ ಕಟ್ತಾ ಇದ್ರು ಕೊಡ್ಬೇಕಾ? ಅಲ್ಲ ಕೊಡ್ಬೇಕೇನ್ರಿ? ಸರ್ಕಾರಿ ನೌಕರರಾಗಿದ್ರು ಕೊಡ್ಬೇಕಾ? ಅಂತ್ಯವು ಮಾತ್ರ. ಅಂತ್ಯವನ್ನ APL ಕಾರ್ಡ್ BPL ಕಾರ್ಡ್ನಿಂದ APL ಕಾರ್ಡ್ ಮಾಡೋದು. ಇನ್ನು ಡಿಸಿಷನ್ ತಗೊಂಡಿಲ್ಲ ನಾವು. ಆ ತರ ಮಾಡಬಹುದು ಅಂತ ಅನ್ಕೊಂಡಿದ್ದೀನಿ ನಾನು.
All right then, this is going to be a riveting debate and my guests are Satyaprakash, spokesperson of the KPCC, and T.S. Sankeert, spokesperson for the BJP in Karnataka. Very warm welcome to both of you. Sankeert, how are you? I'll ask you the first question. Do you think this move is only to kind of see to it that the coffers are not emptied out even further? What do you think is the intention behind it? Some are saying it's to correct a wrong. So therefore, it's good that one is doing it at this juncture, Sankeert.
So, good evening. I am good. How are you? And firstly, this is not the first time the government is trying to curb illegal and ineligible BPL card holders. This is a move which was already done by the previous BJP government and filtered on 3 to 4 parameters, which the eligible BPL card holders have to be served properly. But today, from the start of this government, when the Congress government went for elections and when they promised their manifesto, we are clearly and pointedly asking them out that how are you going to arrange the resources and funds for your guarantees? See, these guarantees which is being promised by the Congress government and through which they came to power is causing the exchequer a 60,000 crores. So this is the issue and they are not able to manage their finances. Mr. Siddaramaiah, who has been presented the budget for more than 14 times, has somehow failed this time to manage the finances and push the state towards.
All right. No, Sankeert. No, but I want a reason.
The problem
Sankeert,
is the Annabhagya scheme is also been
Sankeert.
not given properly.
All right.
The eligible BPL card holders are not given the 10 kg rice that was promised by the Congress government.
No, wait a minute.
First they said they'll give money.
Sankeert.
Secondly, they said they would give
Can you hear me, Sankeert?
Equivalent money to their rice or 10 kg rice or equivalent to that money. Both those things are not being given from the past 3 months. They are definitely having a financial crunch. This is not being addressed properly.
But let me just tell you one statistic, Sankeert. Karnataka's GSDP increased from 22.70 lakhs in 22-23 to 25.01 lakh crore in 23-24. So if you see, the growth rate is 10.2%. Karnataka is doing very well. It's one of the most progressive and prosperous states. So if it can manage its guarantee, what's the problem? What is the problem that I asked you for a specific reason. It is about making something right which was already wrong. What is wrong with that?
I'm not telling people who are ineligible to curb these BPL cards. I'm not against it. Whoever are ineligible candidates for the BPL, the governments and schemes which are to be benefited to the poorest are not being reaching. This is the thing. See, not only showing GSDP growth is not the thing. The Congress government has added an 1 lakh crore in just the 2023-24 fiscal year.
Let's just focus on.
Let us keep this in mind as well. So let us keep this in mind and debate as well.
Let's
so before
focus.
Arranging your resources, you should have proper financial discipline and
also Satyaprakash on the screen, please. I don't think Sankeert can hear me. Satyaprakash on the screen. Sankeert, you'll have to allow me to speak. This is not on News 9. We try to be polite with each other and listen to each other. You're most welcome. You are an honored guest of mine. But if you don't allow me to speak, I'm going to run out of time without giving both of you equal time. I believe in equality, much like our constitution. Thank you very much for your patience, Sankeet. Satyaprakash, let me come to you. It's been going on. In June you started. I have read articles even before that it's ineligible, not just in Karnataka, it's happened in Rajasthan, it's happened in many other states. Why there is an, Deshpande ji had also said, clearly it's an anomaly. We all know, okay. The thing is that how you also calculate, poverty is also, the Tendulkar report is there, the Rangarajan report is there, etc. I'm not getting into the history and geography of it. I'm asking you, why this afterthought? Because very clearly your Chief Minister says, we are facing a crunch. So this is what we are planning to do. Go ahead, Satya.
See, Sudha. Good evening, Sudha.
Good evening.
See, we need to understand BPL is for those citizens of the state who are below the poverty line. Any government's endeavor will be to push people from below poverty line to above poverty line. We don't want more and more people to be in below poverty line. And it is a continuous, exercise that any state government takes. It has come to the notice of the state government that many government employees also are holding BPL cards in their children's name and they are beneficiary in that. Many people who are income tax payers are there. Many people, those who own a car, they are not eligible.
I know that.
Those who own a site,
but why did you take so much time, Satya? I'm saying for everything you moved very quickly. Annabhagya, Graha Lakshmi, Graha Jyoti, Shakti. You just, one after the other, I saw your government being formed. But why such a delay in this? Because imagine, it's like clear arithmetic. Almost
it's a very sensitive matter.
8p. Why is it sensitive?
I'll tell you why. Because in the guise of removing ineligible candidates, there is a chance that eligible candidates will go out. We need to make sure that eligible candidates will not go out.
So what is the method? Well thought out process. Yeah. So Satya, what is the method? Tell me, what is the method you are evolving?
For 4 years, this BJP government was sleeping over this. We have been consistently telling that 80% of your population cannot be in BPL in a progressive state like Karnataka.
Absolutely.
Now we are trying to weed out all the ineligible candidates. So whatever little money will come will again go back to the eligible candidates. Second thing is, please look at the statement of Chief Minister. He is not removing the card for them. BPL card holders will become APL card holders. That's it. Any of them who are ineligible candidates within the BPL category will go to the APL category. I'll give you an example. Suppose there are 1 crore cards. According to an estimation, now we might be able to weed out 11 lakh cards. That means nearly like 12 to 13% are ineligible candidates. So don't you feel that Karnataka will be in a much healthier state? The government of Congress government will be very happy that it pushed 11% of population to above poverty line.
I do. There has been ballooning of expenses. I do understand, but I still need to know
what is about expenses. See,
what is the Satya? Again, you're not. What is the methodology? Is what I'm worried about. Let me come back to you, Sankeet, on the screen, please. Sankeet, tell me something. This is not for any government. This is a problem. Because like Satya Prakash said, if you go to kind of do this, correct it, it's a very sensitive issue. He also alleges and accuses your governments, for 4 years under Mr. Bommai and before that Mr. Yedurappa, that why was this not corrected? What is the reason, Sankeet? Today, the shoe is on another foot. But at one time, you were the ones who were ruling Karnataka. Imagine today you come to me, I'm a government servant, I pay taxes, suddenly you take off my BPL card. Now connected to the BPL card is all the benefits I get, all the guarantees, no? I get guarantees, Annabhagya, Graha Jyoti, Graha Lakshmi. What was your government doing, Sankeet?
See, firstly, this is a routine process. Even when Yedurappa government was formed and when Bommai became the chief minister, I think Mr. Gopalaya, he was the food and civil supplies minister then. Every year, which were fake BPL cards and who are ineligible to to be in the BPL line were already removed automatically. Here, what is happening is the government is facing a severe financial crunch. To just diverge from that topic, they are trying to bring these kind of headlines altogether. Secondly, if you see, the Deputy Chief Minister of Karnataka also said that he's getting, I don't know who wrote those requests, but he's telling he's getting requests from many people to stop the free bus scheme, free bus ride all over Karnataka. So definitely there is a crunch in finance in the state of Karnataka. They are definitely finding it difficult to manage the finances. They are being overburdened, and the debt of the state has risen to over 1 lakh for the period of 23-24. So clubbing all these two things together, making even today our stand is clear: who are ineligible BPL card holders, they must be removed. We don't have a second thought on this. But the eligible poor people who are definitely eligible and who are to be given this scheme of 10 kg rice that has been promised by the Congress government, it is definitely not reaching the people of that sector. So the problem is here is they are trying to cover up their mismanagement. They are trying to cover up their financial crisis.
How?
They don't have a proper view and
No,
purview to look forward to correction of this scheme.
Not at all. You say basically
they made this as a pre-poll manifesto to come to power. But after coming to power, after 1.5 years, they have failed to provide this.
Wait a minute, Sanket. The thing is, you say you support this. On the other hand, you say because their guarantees have failed. Good na, if it is supposed to be not fair to all the BPL card holders and they are taking it away from those who have bogus BPL cards, it's a good thing to do, right? What is so wrong about it?
This is a routine process.
I don't understand.
Whether it's routine, power, lakhs of BPL cards were removed.
Whether it's routine or not, that's not the point. I'm saying this is the right thing to do. What does the BJP have a problem?
We are never objecting to it. The problem is the scheme which has been announced is not reaching the people of Karnataka. In that name of removing BPL cards, you are trying to wash away eligible candidates also and not giving. You're
not making sense, Sankit.
That was promised by you.
No, you are not making sense. You say I'm okay.
This is definitely what is happening in Karnataka as of now.
Acha, okay.
Where is the 10 kg
Also
rice
Kumaraswamy, don't mix metaphors. You stick to one thing. Then I'll support you here. But you're saying you support the system of weeding out bogus cards, then you're saying guarantees are not reaching. These are two different things. Guarantees are not reaching, one topic. BPL card holders, I think I have to take a break. I have to take a break now. I'm taking a break, and then after the break, ladies and gents, I'll come back to the same debate. T.S. Sankeet of the BJP and Satyaprakash of the Congress on the debate. See you on the other side.
The next Indian icons, beating everyone on the globe. Prepare for breathtaking performance. B6E and XEV9E. Mahindra's electric origin SUVs. Catch them at Unlimit India.
वायदा करते थे लेकिन निभाते नहीं थे।
प्रधानमंत्री जी के लिए ये संविधान खाली है।
इस बार सब कुछ अच्छा ही होगा, कमल का फूल खिलेगा।
पहला चरण का जो चुनाव हुए कम से कम 32 सीटें बीजेपी को मिलने वाला है, पक्का हो चुके हैं।
आज हमने इनके सामने, बिरसा मुंडा जी के सामने हाथ जोड़े। मैं आपसे पूछना चाहता हूं, क्या बिरसा मुंडा जी की सोच इसमें नहीं है?
ये तो फक्त ट्रेलर है, पिक्चर अभी बाकी है।
All right, so we're talking about the BPL card issue in Karnataka, where Siddaramaiah said very clearly that not all BPL card holders, but only those who are bogus ones shall be removed. I have Satya Prakash with me, who's from the KPCC, and T.S. Sanket, spokesperson for the BJP in Karnataka. Let me show the viewers who've joined us after the break. That's the topic that we are talking about, Karnataka government to remove bogus BPL cards. Let me come to now Satya Prakash. Satya Prakash, for Shakti, where women could travel by buses, BPL card was never a criteria. Am I right? Nor was AAY cards also. Then we saw Deputy Chief Minister saying, oh, there are some women who voluntarily said, we don't want, why should we can afford it, everything. My whole question is, politics apart. Now you are saying you will weed out bogus cards. But look at Shakti, how many women must have availed of that services? You can't suddenly wake up and say, oh, but it's all wrong arithmetic, we have to correct it. I think you have been very, very slow in correcting this, Satya Prakash.
See, Sudha, we need to understand that the dynamics of our guarantees has nothing to do with this. There is a problem. 11 to 13% of all the cards seems to be bogus, and this is after effects of 4 years of rule of BJP. My friend Sankirth was lying. During BJP rule, no BPL cards were weeded out. Even if they were weeded out, they were weeded out in thousands or hundreds. But today we have come to a conclusion that more than 11 lakhs, that means nearly 11 to 13% of the cards are ineligible cards. And for the last 1 year, 3 months, the food and civil supplies have been working on this to identify these cards. How can a guy who is having a BPL card pay an electrical expense fee of 1,400 rupees every month? You tell me. Will that guy who pays 1,400 rupees as current charges, 1,000 rupees as water charges, eligible for a BPL card? A guy who roams around in AC cars, will he be eligible for BPL card?
So, but you see, you're absolutely right. But see what you have gone and done. If BJP did not do it, you should have done it. You have so much of a burden. On one side is the guarantees, on the other side is development work. What will Siddaramaiah do? Although he's one of the best when it comes to managing budgets. So therefore, all the more reason that you were late on it. You did not move. When are you going to start it? When are you going to start it, Satya Prakash? When will the process be rolled out?
Siddaramaiah ji will not do the job of weeding out. His department will do it. He will concentrate on other things.
Thanks, Satya Prakash. I'm not in class 1. Of course, I know that. But I'm saying, when will you start the process, Satya?
Immediately we will start. We have identified 11 lakhs. Now we will do an audit of all those 11 lakhs. We will give a chance for them. First thing what we are going to do is move those 11 lakh cards into APL. Once we move them into APL, people who are really BPL in that and we have done a mistake, they will come back to us. There will be some operation 1 or 2% that we will correct. Second thing is, for the last 4 years, the BPL window has been shut. New families who have come into Karnataka or those who are really BPL are unable to apply because 80-85% of our whole population is in BPL. Now, once on one side we weed out this 11 to 13% of those who are ineligible, there will be scope for real PPL to come in. So this is what our government is doing. It's doing a very noble job. On one side, it is weeding out the ineligible candidates. Second thing is, it is giving scope for the eligible people.
All right. All right. Sankeet, let me ask you this political question now. Sankeet, Siddaramaiah, it's very clear and there are enough indications that he's trying to consolidate Ahindas, because he is somebody who seemed to have helmed this in Karnataka. The thing is that the more he consolidates the BPL card holders, it means that he has more of a strength and teeth in that kind of a segment, as it were. Your government did not believe in touching them because you don't believe in touching the larger community. So, politics, you think, Sankeet, which is behind this kind of anomaly in BPL cards? I mean, 8 out of 10 people in Karnataka have BPL cards? You got to be kidding me.
This is the issue which has been there since I think 2004 to 2000 till date, whatever the government has come to place. The problem is that the parameters which are being set in the BPL and the APL line have to be revised now and then. I think Mr. Satyaprakash is not aware when Mr. K. Gopalaya was the Food and Civil Supplies Minister, almost more than 1 lakh cards were recalled because who were the same, who had RCC houses, who had cars, and who are income tax assessees, income tax payees were also, those cards who are these families were taken back. So this is the kind of the thing. Mr. Siddaramaiah, who claims himself to be the so-called Ahinda leader, right now has to even think that the eligible candidates who are in the BPL line, they have to be given proper the guarantees or the for 10 kg rice, which has been promised by the Congress government when they came to power. So these things are not being addressed. The thing is that, okay, you want to curb people who are ineligible candidates in the BPL card. We definitely welcome it, and it's a routine process. This is not a new thing or something which is being done as of now. It is good that, okay, you have identified many people who are not eligible. You do into that process who are eligible, get them into this mainstream in this BPL line. We are not opposing it. But the thing is, the things what you have promised and come to power, those things have to be given immediately without any delay. Because first you said 10 kg rice. Secondly, you said we have shortage of rice and that amount will be credited to your account.
Right. Satya, I have 2 minutes on this story. Satya, I want to come to you, Satya. Go on.
Let us for a minute accept what Sankeet is saying, that Gopalaya weeded out 1 lakh. For the timing, I'm sure he has not. Okay. Now we have come to power only for the last 1 year, 3 months or 1 year, 4 months. There are no fresh BPL cards which are issued by us. There are no fresh BPL cards which are issued by them also. For last 3 to 4 years, the BPL card, this one only is not opening in the website. Now tell me, how is that 11 lakh BPL cards, fake BPL cards are there? Let us assume that means. Sankeet, whatever his Gopalaya's government as Food and Civil Supplies, Bommai as CM and AD has failed for the last 4 years. That is why we are doing the donkey's job of cleaning this whole mess up. How did 11 lakh ineligible candidates creep in? Mr. Sankeet, if what you are saying is right, you have just weeded out 1 lakh as per your estimate only. That means you have not done your job correctly.
See, who are ineligible candidates in the BJP government have been already removed. So now it is your duty. You have found 11 lakhs. If you have changed the parameter, definitely there may be other additions also. So the parameters keep on changing. It is the duty of the government to bring people from BPL to APL. Year on year, many people move from BPL to APL. You should also be aware of these things.
If Yediyurappa and BJP have done their job correctly,
all right.
how come 11 cards are still there?
Lot of questions there, but we have to move on. Lot of questions there. Both these guests who are speaking very eloquently today, Satya Prakash and Sankeet, are going to be with us on this story, which is again focusing on Karnataka. On your screens, Knives Out for Zameer Ahmed Khan over his racist slurs on H.D. Kumaraswamy. Even now, Siddaramaiah and Deputy Chief Minister D.K. Shivakumar have criticized their comments and hinted at disciplinary action. Okay, that's the infamous, or should I say the famous man, that's Zameer Ahmed Khan from Chamrajpet. Knives out for Zameer Ahmed Khan, and I'll tell you what the story is. Karnataka Minorities Minister Zameer Ahmed Khan, while campaigning in Chennapatna, had crossed every parameter of decency by labeling former Chief Minister and now Union Minister H.D. Kumaraswamy as Kalia, meaning black, which is clearly a terrible racial slur. Listen into what he said.
उनकी सियासत हमारी पार्टी से हुई थी, सो कुछ ना इत्तेफाकिया को पार्टी छोड़ को बीएसपी गए, इंडिपेंडेंट ठहर करे, मजबूरन दूसरा कोई रास्ता नहीं कर को जनता दल को उनको वोट टाइम को जाना मंजूर नहीं, कई के वास्ते जनता दल को जाना मंजूर नहीं, तो बीजेपी से खतरनाक कालिया कुमारस्वामी कर को.
He of course later tendered an apology and also made out as if he shared a friendly relationship with H.D. Kumaraswamy, who endearingly called him Kulla, meaning short in Kannada, and he in turn called HDK Kariya or black. But HDK was not amused at all and countered Zameer's statement. Zameer now stands not only exposed, ladies and gentlemen, but alone, because KPCC President and Deputy Chief Minister D.K. Shivakumar has taken exception to Zameer's racial slur. Even as Vice President of KPCC R.M. Hussain wrote to D.K. Shivakumar urging him to take action against Zameer. D.K. Shivakumar said, and I am quoting the Deputy Chief Minister here, Zameer's use of the word Kalia against Kumaraswamy is wrong. We will mend his ways, can't talk publicly about taking any action, he said. So far, many Congress leaders were busy defending Zameer, quoting his deep pockets amongst the minorities. But is it time when this alleged favourite of Chief Minister Siddaramaiah is shown the door? Let's once again speak to the two guests, Satya Prakash, spokesperson for the KPCC, and T.S. Sankeert of the BJP. So Satya, I kept talking about this and everyone defended him. Oh, it's all right. In politics, sometimes you do cross. What about Mr. Modi? He says this. What about so and so? Today, both the Deputy Chief Minister and the Chief Minister have warned him, Satya Prakash. Do you think he will be asked to leave? That's my question to you.
Sudha, see, at no point of time, even when we met, I think last week also, I have said what Zameer has said is not right. What I have always said is, this law should not apply only to Zameer. It should apply to Devegowda ji also. It has to apply to HDK also. It has to apply to the BJP guys also, who go hands on tongs, on Congress. This was what I said. Now coming back to what action against Zameer, as far my knowledge goes, any MLA or minister, any action should be taken in consultation with the High Command. I think the state disciplinary committee, I get a feeling that they will not have any role in this. But let us see if the Chief Minister, if the Deputy Chief Minister and our KPCC President has said that, I am no one to question Mr. Shivakumar on that. There is our High Command.
There are indications that he will be asked to go. There are indications that he will be asked to go, that the government cannot afford to have. He is a repeat offender, Satya Prakash. This is not the first time. Kulla, Kariya, what is all this? What kind of talk is this? There has to be some decency.
Nothing of that sort has come to my notice as of now.
All right, Sankeert, I want to come to you.
If you all have some information,
I'll call you, Satya. Then also you will deny it. What's the point? You're a spokesperson. Sankeert, I want to ask you something. That this kind of language, and when I say this, it's become an epidemic, nationally, everywhere this kind of language is used. Now, H.D. Kumaraswamy says that because of him, I will see to it that Nikhil wins Chennapatna. Do you think H.D. Kumaraswamy is also using Zameer shoulder to fire, generally, and also add kind of, support for Nikhil Kumaraswamy?
See, firstly, making any personal attack on any politician is definitely what
terrible.
Good political thought should be, and I definitely do not agree with it, and it is against our party. This also, whoever does it, irrespective of party, it should not be encouraged and it should be condemned immediately. Secondly, if you see the Congress candidate from Channapatna who stood against Nikhil Kumaraswamy, his statements almost looks like he has already conceded defeat. He clearly said that if I lose, it's definitely because of Zameer's statements. So that is a kind of a thing which has hurted the sentiments of the Vakaliga community and the people of Chanpatna in this election. Probably that statement, I think the Congress KPCC president and the chief minister should have told this it was a wrong statement and condemned it very long back before during the elections itself. But I don't know, probably they might think that one sect of a people might get sentiments might get hurt, and shielding a leader like someone like Zameer Ahmed was their duty then, and now
he's very influential, isn't he?
It's a different,
he's Sankirt, I've heard Mr. Ishwarappa also use very objectionable language, and I have been at a rally. The point is, but Ishwarappa, who was asked to leave, is a very influential politician. Do you think Zameer Ahmed Khan is also being tolerated because he has a big standing amongst a certain community in Karnataka?
Mr. Ishwarappa is not with BJP anymore, so I will not comment anything about him. But as far as Mr. Zameer Ahmed, the Minister of Housing Affairs and Minority Affairs in Karnataka is concerned, he definitely what the Congress believes and Congress wants to say, it says through Zameer's mouth. He said the Joint Parliamentary Committee is unconstitutional and many such marks. He doesn't believe in the judiciary, so he wants a parallel law structure, all those things. So this is the mindset of the Congress which is spoken through Zameer's mouth. So sometimes I think the Congress takes a soft stand against these kind of things. So that means it is indirectly supporting. It is the also the ideology of the Congress party, which is being portrayed through.
No. How can that be the ideology of the Indian National Congress or the Congress party in Karnataka?
Why are you not condemning it?
Satya, of course, the Deputy Chief Minister has condemned it. Come on, Sankirt, let's be factual.
After all the by-elections, the voting is over, you try to condemn it?
Go on, Satya, I have 1 minute left.
It is like the kettle calling the pot black. His party is, known for his MPs, his MLAs have spoken against the constitution. They have spoken against the national flag. Their parent organization, RSS, never unfurled the national flag in the headquarters for the last 50, 60 years since independence. So these people are used to all this. I have said, as a responsible spokesperson, I said, what Zameer said is not in good taste. What I only wanted was fair play for Zameer, HDD, BJP leaders and HDK also is all I am asking.
Right. Okay.
I'm sure that my party will have a look at it. If some action has to be taken, it will be taken. As simple as that.
All right. And on that note, and Satya, let me tell you, pot calling the kettle black, someone will say that you are using a racial slur. Come on, smile. That's a joke. Thank you so much, Satya. Thank you. Yes, Sankirt, thank you so much for joining us on the debate. Thank you. Namaskara. Thank you. Coming up, in a shocking incident from Bengaluru, a man beats 14-year-old son to death. What has the world come to?
यही मौका है बिजनेस को बढ़ाने का, पर पैसा।
अपनी सुपर पावर यूज करने का टाइम आ गया है।
आप टेंशन मत लीजिए, IIFL फाइनेंस से झटपट गोल्ड लोन लीजिए और बिजनेस आगे बढ़ाइए।
आपके जैसे सुपर हीरोज ऐसी छोटी मोटी प्रॉब्लम से थोड़ी ना रुकते हैं, इसीलिए लाइफ जब भी आगे बढ़ने का मौका दे तो अपनी सुपर पावर, अपना गोल्ड यूज करिए और IIFL फाइनेंस से गोल्ड लोन लीजिए।
IIFL फाइनेंस करता है सीधी बात।
Hello, what's up everyone? While writing lifestyle articles, I am Shani Arora. Hey, what's up everyone? Welcome to our show, Love It or List It. That happens to be my vlog as well. I am Pranvi Arora, a lifestyle content writer and a part-time vlogger. While writing for lifestyle articles, my interest on the topic took me to vlogging for the same. So, we are gonna go and explore. Let's go, guys. Mix kar diya.
How do you fulfill that promise? Because ultimately expectations have to be met. If you look at the political landscape, is it really changing for women? And what is the inability of the forces that dead bodies surface but not the living people?
All right, then that's the story. Bengaluru shocker. Man batters 14-year-old son to death. In a shocking incident from Bengaluru, a 44-year-old man beat his 14-year-old son to death allegedly over his addiction to the mobile phone and neglecting his studies. Apparently, the alleged accused and father of the deceased, Ravi Kumar, was upset and livid with his son Tejas for skipping school, neglecting his studies and associating with what he deemed to be bad company. As per reports, an angry Ravi Kumar started beating Tejas with a cricket bat and bashed his head against a wall, finally knocking him unconscious. Tejas' mother, after realizing that her son was breathless or not breathing, rushed him to a private hospital where he was declared brought dead. As per reports, the neighbors alerted the police as the family tried to conduct Tejas' last rites, apparently in an attempt to hush up the entire matter. As the police began its interrogation, the boy's mother confessed to what had happened or transpired on the night of the gruesome murder. Ravi Kumar has since been arrested. Let me now go across to my colleague Mohammad Wajiullah, who's been following the story for more on this. Waji, what has a son and a father killing a child is something, there is a word for it in legalese, but then the point is that this is really sad, isn't it?
Undoubtedly, this is one of the most gruesome things that I have heard recently. The other thing is there's some more details that we've got to know from our sources in the police is that for 7 hours, the child was telling his mother that it was paining a lot after he was beaten up by the father. But the mother did not listen to any of his cry, and she thought that he was acting. And it took so long for the mother to realize that it was actually something that the father had done, which was very wrong. And after that, they had taken him to the hospital, but the hospital said he was called in dead. It is also said that the parents had even tried to bury him, but they got information from the neighbors, and they had complained to the police, and that is when the police got to know and stopped all of this. And then the body was sent to postmortem. Now, people have addiction. Kids are playing on their phone, but it is also on the parents to make sure that they don't relax. But this kind of a measure is something that was never heard of. And it was also learned that the father was under the influence of alcohol. So all these things added up to that frustration of his son using mobile phone all the time. And he turned around and hit him with a bat when his son told him that his phone has not been working and if his father could repair him. That is what agitated the father, and it led to what we're seeing today. Tejas, a 14-year-old, has lost his life, and it is the most unfortunate thing I've heard in the last few days since I've been covering Bangalore.
The thing is that we need to really look at it very, very carefully. But the police, the extra information that you have gathered, one thing which really stands out is under the influence of alcohol and the mother not believing the child. So tell me something, what are you picking up on the ground? Did the police say that it was routine? Because see, Vaji, It doesn't happen. I'm a mother. You cannot start beating your child one day. It is to be gradually scaled up, you know. So what are you picking up on the ground?
So what I have learned is that the son had this horrible practice of just being on the phone all the time. He was not studying well also, and his father has been time and again telling him that he should concentrate more on his studies than being on the phone. But the son was very ignorant to that fact. He would not listen to his son, and the agitated father who could not do anything at that particular point of time because he was also under the influence of alcohol, and he turned, and that fit of rage, it is that particular moment in that fit of rage is when there was a bat nearby. He took that bat and he smashed it on his head, and after that he continuously beat him. It wasn't that he hit him with the bat and it stopped over there. No, he kept on hitting him, and after that the son was crying. He went on to tell his mother that this is paining, this is what has happened, but the mother thought that he's acting. He's been doing this because he got a beating, but she did not take it seriously at that point of time. But when he was unconscious is when they realized that he's not waking up. That is when they took him to the hospital, is where they realized that they have lost their son.
Vajula, thank you so much for joining us on this broadcast. And now we have Dr. Srinivasan Jayaraman, clinical psychologist and associate professor of clinical psychology at Sri Balaji Medical College and Hospital. Dr. Jayaraman, a warm welcome to you, but it's so sad, you know, what makes, you know, there are stories about a mother or a father does not see faults in his or her own child. But look at this, the amount of rage, he keeps hitting the child with a cricket bat. Then the child tells the mother that, Amma, I am not, you know, I am not feeling well. She says, you are acting. Then he dies. How do you describe this? What is this? Is it some internal frustration that they have that they are bringing upon the child?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Actually, what happens usually, the child having, some child having a learning issue, which is called learning disability. Sometimes they know about learning disability. Some parents, they're not aware, even the school, they're not aware about the learning disability. Because of that, like, you know, they tried in different way. First of all, like, they tried in, for example, they'll talk, nicely they'll teach. Then slowly they'll, you know, if he's not up to the mark, then they get irritated. So, you know, frustration. See, for example, every day I'm teaching him. He's just grasping everything, but next day he's not reproducing. So that will make me stress. See, every day I'm putting effort, he's not doing. But other things, he is very good in other things. For example, he's very good in computer, he's very good in talking, he's very good in everything. So this frustration I cannot tolerate, you know, because he's in.
No, but it's so wrong.
Voluntarily doing all.
But it's all very wrong,
yes,
no?
So wrong. Yes, exactly. So, you know, they see, even the child is, even most of the child is trying to communicate, you know, because not because of me, you know, because they don't know what it is. The same time, parents also doesn't know, like, know how to handle this. Because of these issues, you know, they're showing their frustration. Child also doesn't know. So better, like, you know, every schools, like, you know, should have a, like, you know, counselor or clinical psychologist or any special educator to rule out all this issue and, you know, frequently talk to the parents and, you know, children to educate all these
but
issues.
you know, Dr. Jayaraman, where's counseling? Every day, corporal punishment is supposed to be out. It's illegal. Schools are beating students, their ear is being cut. Parents, this is a terrible example of how you know, hit a child with a bat because you're not able to solve the problem. And Dr. Jayaraman, I think here the school is equally guilty. Because if the school did not take any kind of an action because the child is, let us say, slow or not able to focus, has ADH, you know, whatever it is, what was the school doing, Dr. Jayaraman? The schools and the parents have to work together.
Yes, exactly, ma'am.
Yeah, so I mean, both these parents, do they need counseling and psychological help, you think?
Definitely, ma'am, they need, you know, because they should know, like, you know, each parent should know the child mental health, like, you know, how they are, like, you know, whether they're struggling with the studies or struggling with the environment, struggling with family. Each parent should have the, like, you know, knowledge about their children, like, you know, how they are growing, how they are, you know, mental health. They should need, you know, because if they're not understanding, like, you know, it's very difficult to handle the child. They should have, yeah.
All right, and on that note, thank you very much, Dr. Jayaraman, for joining us on this broadcast. What a sad story indeed. about this father who beat his 14-year-old son Tejas to death. Next coming up, something happy, something which will make all of us smile. Pushpa fever grips Bihar as Allu Arjun launches the trailer in Patna. Look at that, Pushpa fever grips Bihar. So South Indian cinema, this is the South Indian saying, has gone everywhere, and when it went to Patna, my God, what a scene that was. Patna erupted in ecstasy to welcome actor Allu Arjun at the trailer launch of his film Pushpa 2, The Rule. Allu Arjun began his speech and said, "I bow down to this great land of Bihar." Listen into what he said.
Namaste. बिहार के पावन धरती को मेरा शत शत प्रणाम। पहली बार बिहार आया हूं, आपका प्यार और आपका स्वागत के लिए बहुत बहुत शुक्रिया। पुष्पा कभी झुकेगा नहीं, लेकिन आज पहली बार आपका प्यार के लिए झुकेगा। थैंक यू पाटना, बहुत प्यार दिए आप, बहुत बहुत शुक्रिया।
Allu Arjun then did what he has now come to be most iconic for. He later said his famous dialogue that Pushpa is not a flower, but rather a wildfire, sending the crowds into a frenzy. Listen in.
पुष्पा को फ्लावर समझे क्या? फ्लावर नहीं, अब वाइल्ड फायर हमें। मेरा हिंदी तो थोड़ा गलत है, माफ कर देना मेरे भाई, थोड़ा गलती हुई है तो माफ कर देना। करेगा ना आप? चलेगा ना? थैंक यू।
Pushpa 2, The Rule, which is due for release on 5th December, has created unprecedented buzz online, and the much anticipated trailer of the movie was like the cherry on top. That's all this South Indian has today. Thank you so much for watching the South Indian. Watch the show every weekday at 5 o'clock for all the news from the south of India. Vanakkam.
ये किसान की मजबूरी है इसको जलाना बिल्कुल नहीं चाहता।
सुप्रीम कोर्ट का आदेश का पालन करें, हम कानून के दायरे में रहकर काम करें, लेकिन हमारे लिए तो नहीं कोई कर रहा।